Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I was dying to say this, right? And now we can just stop. Yeah, and you friends soon. And you can. Check good. Check. The game is I'm going to give you 5 options. You have to rank them from 1 to 5. Once you have chosen a number, you can't change it.
And where's the camera?
It's just right here.
If you're watching this, Fardeen, do you remember me?
I'm going to deflate and I'm going to share my journey.
Yeah.
So what I started doing simpler things. So my very first guest told me about this 10,000 step things, start. Do you believe in giving second chances?
You know, I've had second chances myself. I think every human deserves a second chance. And so one day I just decided it's going to change. For lunch, I made small changes, like you said, really nice salad, but put in, chicken salad. But then the biggest change was start walking. Yeah. I just said, I just want to get out and start walking.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I was dying to say this. We are in season 2 of Clean Slate Showrunner podcast. And what a way to start. You've shown so much love in the first season. Please, before we start this episode, do some cosmetic things. Like the video already. I know you're going to love it. Wait for it to you see the video and then you can share it. And subscribe to the channel. Click the bell icon so you get notified once the video comes up, right? You want to be the first ones to watch it so that, it's just always fun to be first to get the information, right? My first guest goes by many names. I'm giving him some names. Fun, funny, charismatic, mirror me, or like how he likes to call himself, Fawad. Fawad, welcome to Clean Slate Showrunner.
Thank you.
We've been trying to. I've spoken to you once, but it's so happy and grateful that I'm finally able to see you in person.
Likewise, I've heard a lot about you over the past few years.
Oh, awesome. So I think everyone knows now that we haven't met before. So there was chemistry that they will see.
That's right.
Write in the comments. Everything that I told you about what describes Fawad, which one or all of them is Fawad at the end of the podcast, and then we will take it from there. Yeah. So how are you feeling, Fawad?
I'm good.
What's
I'm
the
great.
state of mind right now?
I'm very, very calm. I actually went to the gym this morning, and whenever I do that and the treadmill, I watch soap operas while running on the treadmill. We can get into that later, but after I do that, I feel really relaxed.
Oh, nice. Awesome. I have few things planned for you. So, with season 1, I normally, I said that this book is one of the actors in the podcast. It's one of the, my co-host. I haven't yet used him as I should, or if I want to.
Him.
It's a him because me and him, we write. I have developed this, with the thoughts, some of the thoughts that come to your mind.
Yeah.
Some of the thoughts are really good if you understand them, right? And for my first segment, I want to share some thoughts with you. Okay. I've written this. It's not a poem, but it's like just a few lines, all right? It says, if you are losing, just try. If you are unsure, just try. Mm-hmm. If you are sad, just try. And if you are lost, just try. The key is not in uncertainty, but is in trying. So just try.
That's right.
When I wrote this, right, my first question or my first topic I want to talk to you about is communication. Whatever I wrote was saying negative, but I was telling them to try and hop over onto the positive side, right? How do you feel communication is in today's day and age when it is just so much information and it's so easy to get to read or interpret somebody wrong and then just make a big fuss out of it? Or what? Any thoughts?
Yeah, communication. Well, first of all, what you said there, I've probably learned over the past 40, 50 years, and I'm up there in age, because all of those instances, trying and just getting up and doing something, you don't learn that it's effective and it works until you try. And I've learned, no one just realizes that. Back to communication. Communication is probably the most basic thing that we've learned. I've grown up in the 80s. We didn't have the internet. We didn't have cell phones.
Right.
We didn't have anything but our own, mouths. And we had a phone. We could call our friends. Or you could get up and talk to someone. And when you talk to them, you realized based on their facial reactions, their body reactions, and their tone, you learn to pick up on how people are reacting to what you're saying. And because of that, I've learned communication is very important. Now, communication is as simple as a text, an emoji, or just a hand movement or a hand gesture, unfortunately, sometimes. And, it's the fundamental thing that sort of connects people for the first time and the last time, if you think about it.
Right. Are you socially very aware about the world? Do you like to stay more aware with anything and everything what's happening in the world?
Yeah, I mean, I would say I don't think I'm socially, aware of everything, but what are my own topics, what I'm
Okay.
interested in? Yeah, I'm a news junkie. I'm a tech junkie. So to the extent that I wake up and the first thing I do is grab my phone and I go into Twitter or X and I go into my social media apps. Yeah, I'm connected to what I think I want to know.
Right. So the reason why I asked is, right, we are staying on this communication track for a bit. I have started my podcast journey, right? So now I am a podcaster. I can say that because I have done at least, even if you record one episode.
You are.
So I'm a podcaster, and my industry, I'm calling it my industry, consists of some great podcasters. Joe Rogan is there.
Your biceps.
Beer biceps. So I wanted to talk about that. And you heard about the recently what happened, right? About India's got latent and there's controversy or whatever. He said something that he shouldn't have said,
That,
and people kind of hopped on it. His years of building himself up,
yeah.
they all bought it on that moment. And here at Clean Slate Showrunners, we believe in giving second chances or just giving chances in general. Um, how do you, again, it's communication. He said something in that moment. People kind of thought it was very disrespectful. Obviously, I'm not going to back him up. But do you believe in giving second chances?
I've had second chances myself. I think every human deserves a second chance. Um, I think it depends on, what it is and the fundamental, chemistry behind how you've missed an opportunity that you deserve a second chance for. But I believe everyone deserves one.
Right.
And to discount and say no, everyone should do it the first time, it wouldn't be human.
Right. Yeah, and it becomes so tricky and critical. How you look at it, right? I mean, yeah, you made a mistake. Now let's try.
Tons of mistakes.
People should take the time
Yeah.
and try to reflect what they did. If they from within feel they did something wrong, then that's the only validation you should seek,
Yeah.
and then still keep pushing. Don't let it yeah.
Yeah. I think, look, you're right. I think I know I've made so many mistakes. And sometimes I've not gotten a second chance. And when I didn't get it, you could split that even further to say, yeah, you should be glad that you didn't get that second chance, or you should have gotten that opportunity. And so you learn from both,
Right.
and you're better.
You know,
after.
I'm gonna break my English for a bit, and Harivansh Rai Bachchan, he said, "Man ka ho to acha,
Yeah.
na ho to aur bhi acha."
Yeah.
So if it happens as you wish,
Bilkul.
good. If it doesn't happen, sorry, if it doesn't happen as you wish,
Yeah.
good. Something like that.
Yeah.
I think I butchered it, but
No, you said
if
it
it
right.
happens
If it happens,
as
it's
you
okay.
wish, good.
If it doesn't happen, it's even,
Even
better.
better, because
right.
then the other doors open for you.
That's right.
That's how you grow. You make mistakes. You should make mistakes. Don't let the failure of mistakes stop you from doing something.
That's right.
I'm learning that now. I said in my the zero episode, right? I was holding on this for 2 years, but didn't have to. But again, failure, what will happen at the end result? Instead of trusting the progress, I was focusing on the perfection.
And the equipment, and you have an amazing professional studio here, by the way.
Oh,
So you've done
you.
all the right things.
Right.
And the energy and the chemistry that you have when you speak to your guests, it's spoken for itself. And that's going to carry you into your next episodes and your next seasons. And I guarantee you're going to do well.
Awesome. Grateful for that, and that's for kind words. We'll start. Okay, so on the topic of you brought up school,
Yeah.
and this is fascinating. This is the first person who my one of my first guests who knows somebody in the entertainment industry, and he was his friend in entertainment industry. And Fawad, would you like to share
Yeah.
who you know?
Yeah. I
This is
mean,
big.
yeah. So yeah. And where's the camera?
It's just right here.
If you're watching this, Ferdine, do you remember me? So in the 90s, early 90s, when I went to college, I started off at UMass Amherst and majored in electrical engineering. Just a public service announcement: don't major in electrical engineering. All right. So during that, that short time I was in UMass, and then I transferred to Rutgers in New Jersey. I met a lot of people, including my wife. To this day, my wife went to Smith College at the time. But there were a lot of people that I was very close to. One of the people that I met for the first time, and as I mentioned, I met many Indians who I'm still in touch with. One of them was Fardeen Khan, and he was going to school there. He was a very good student. He was a great, social person. Keep in mind, this is the 90s, early 90s. Yeah, you rented movies, Bollywood movies. And we do watch a lot of Bollywood movies, even then. Um, but I never was really into that many movies. So I didn't know who Fardeen was. I knew who his dad was, Feroz Khan, from the early 80s. And the social rumors around was that, hey, this is Feroz Khan's son. So the initial expectation was that he'd be someone who's really into himself and very stuck up, or just he won't speak to anyone. The first time I met him, he was just a down home, nice guy who didn't want to talk about any kind of Bollywood stuff, and we used to run into each other on campus. We used to see each other at some of the parties that we went to, the same parties. This is a 5 college area. So
Okay.
you have UMass, you have Amherst College, you have Smith College, Mount Holyoke, and I'm always from Hampshire College. That was the 5th one. And so there were parties in all schools, and all these 5 colleges, you could take a bus going around all of them. And he was very simple. He used to take the bus around. One time I remember I had a job in the campus center, washing dishes in the campus center cafeteria, and he was working there with me. And so he tried everything. He was very humble, never mentioned anything about Bollywood. And as I left school, I transferred to New Jersey. I lost touch. And now I know he's still in movies. I know he's now acting. So Ferdinand, if you're watching this, you remember me, Fawad
Yeah.
Shamshad. And yeah, one time he had come with a friend named Pooja Bhatt. And I still remember during Thanksgiving that we had run into who at that time, again, I just know of her at the time. I didn't know, I wasn't really that much into the Bollywood movies, but I know that she was Mahesh Bhatt's
Daughter.
daughter.
Yeah.
And I'd seen her, I'd said hello, but then they'd walked away, and they were just friends. But I knew that she had gotten a giant suitcase of CDs. She'd done a lot of shopping, and that's sort of my trivia knowledge. But again, great guy, very, very personable, and he has since run into many of our common friends, in the last 30 years. But I know he's been doing a lot, and he's been busy.
He has transformed himself again. Like now this is his second innings. I think a lot of these actors, what happens is that they have a very, very lean or rough patch, but then when they grow a little bit older with a lot of their experience, they go back to, I think, learning acting, and not just learning acting, but they go back and they try to work on
You
themselves.
put your own experience.
Oh, the
in your
way he has
own-
come back. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm really some of these people you want to root for, and you feel like yeah, come on, man, you got this. Just little
He
bit,
truly deserves.
try a little
what
bit
he
harder.
is.
You
Yeah.
got this. You got this.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys, and in my friend circle, when we talk, we sometimes talk about way he has come back. We really hope that this kind of puts him back up. He does more movies. It's an OTT age. So come to more of the OTT web series. He has that personality.
Yes.
This is not planned. How organic this is happening, all right? As is a perfect segue. You know what? You, Fardeen Khan, and myself have one thing in common.
What's that?
So
We're both from the subcontinent.
yeah, but this
All three.
three of us have in common.
Okay.
We have had our issues and struggles with weight.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. He was quite. He kind of let go.
He's like fully diesel now.
Look at you.
Oh no,
now we have to talk about
still,
you.
Yeah.
So this is funny. Okay, last year June, Zane's my eldest son's birthday, right?
I have a story on that too.
Okay, so we'll talk about that next. But I have to first let this thing out. So I almost touched. I say almost touched 300 pounds. All right, almost touched it. And I'm big into playing sports. I like playing sports. I like watching, but I like playing. And I had just started playing tennis. And I took a few lessons. But I took like 2.5 months of lessons, and I was getting a feel of it, hang of it. And my left knee started hurting because it was a high impact sport.
It is a very high impact. It really kills the knees.
Right. So if you want to play that, you have to first like offload. You have to be lighter. So you're quick on your feet. And it's all about reflexes, how quickly you can reach from point A to point B. You sprint.
Yeah.
And I had to stop it when my doctor said, you have to first lose weight. I mean, it is like, this is ridiculous. And I love playing cricket a lot.
Yeah.
And he's like, that's again a high impact. You're sprinting to catch the ball or even run between the wickets.
Sure.
So
what'd you do?
I started, I introduced this Project Deflation in the first season. Project Deflation, I'm going to deflate and I'm going to share my journey.
Yeah.
So what I started doing simpler things. So my very first guest told me about this 10,000 steps things, start.
Yeah.
So I read a lot, so confused because there's so much information out there. And I was like, what, I think everything is just too much right now. I need to just keep it simple. Just start fixing your food first. You will win a big battle there. I have a long journey right now. I'm nowhere close to even where I want to be, but I'm so happy that my body is seeing changes. So I did an experiment in last 1 month. I have walked. My average is about 13,000 steps every day. Average.
Isn't it addictive?
It's amazing.
It's addictive.
Yeah, it is so addictive. Like once I started, and then I started realizing the very first morning, the morning when I wake up, I feel restless if I don't get up and walk first. Yeah. Walk for like 50 minutes to an hour, get my first 5,000, 6,000 steps out of the way. The rest 4,000 I can easily make it.
What do you do when you're walking?
Just listen to podcasts, listen to music.
Okay.
Listen to just like I just let loose.
That's right.
Whatever I feel like.
It's your time.
It's my time. I wake up before even Shivani or my kids wake up now.
Wow.
My mom. Shivani wakes up right after I wake up. But
and do you walk outside?
No. That's I can't wait to share what I did.
No.
I just walk 14 steps forward and then turn around and 14 steps back. And I do that, just keep doing that.
Wow.
To get my 13. Yeah, so.
Did that run
upstairs, in the living room.
That's amazing.
So I can't wait. I can't wait to share that journey.
Yeah.
I'm trying to just experiment on myself first. So I want to lead by example. I don't want to preach. I don't want to advise anybody. I just want to share what I did.
No, you do what
See
works.
if you like doing it.
Yeah.
No excuses, right? If it's cold outside, I'm going to walk inside.
That's it.
And then once the weather gets better, I'm going to go outside.
Walk outside.
Start doing my thing. But I want to know about you. You were over 300 pounds.
I was over 300 pounds. So for me, it was always, it's a routine. It was going to work in the morning, eating breakfast, going to work, getting stressed out on the way back, really waiting on the drive home to get that milkshake, the vanilla milkshake from Wawa. I still remember it. Wawa's a convenience store here. And getting that, and that first sip made it feel like it's like someone having a cigarette. And then coming home, having a full post-lunch snack, which turned into a third meal. And then dinner, in between taking a nap, watching TV, and then after that, having that, dessert, ice cream
at night.
Pint. Oh, you got to do that.
Yeah.
And so as you're growing older, that catches up with you. And my brother is my older brother, so it's just me and my older brother. He's 4 years older, but he's almost like a father figure. He's an interventional cardiologist. So
Okay.
his job is to put stents into people. You don't want to meet him professionally.
Right.
And so he was telling me just casually, like, I wonder which stent you're going to get one day. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, well, I mean, look at your every day, you're just, your diet, you don't exercise, you're stressed, and, all you're doing is just piling up weight, and it's going to get to you. And so for a couple of days that sat with me.
Yeah.
And it started bothering me. And then one day, just like you, I just said, all right, I'm gonna change the diet. And I changed that slowly.
Right.
But I did cut the ice cream out at night, unless it was weekends.
Right.
I was also addicted to Coke, Diet Coke.
Yeah.
Coke Zero. Even though
Very
it's
common.
diet,
Very common.
I was addicted to it. It was just the way it made me feel. Just you take that, it's cold, it's fizzy. So I turned that into fizzy water, which is the big fat. Everyone drinks sparkling water now.
Yes.
But I said, as a reward, you can still drink Coke Zero over the weekends.
Right.
And it's about 13 years ago, and I still do that to this day.
Did your diet have alcohol in it or not at all?
No.
You've never. Okay, good.
No.
Perfect.
I mean, I
Casually, like, I mean,
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah. But no,
it's
at
okay.
that time it was just mainly food and ice cream and no exercise and sleeping, napping,
Right.
and saying, all right, it's time for work. Let's get up, coffee, have a nice, donut for breakfast. And so one day I just decided it's going to change. And so I did cut the ice cream out. For lunch, I made small changes, like you said, take a really nice salad, but put in, chicken salad, olives. I love olives, things that I like. But then the biggest change was start walking.
Yeah.
I just said, I just want to get out and start walking. And I still remember the night I did that. Me and my family had gone to a Chinese restaurant, which is about maybe 2.5 miles from our home. And I had eaten so much there for dinner. And I felt disgusted with myself.
Yeah.
And I told my wife, and I said, you're going to drive home. I'm going to walk home.
Right.
I still remember that walk took me about 2 hours.
Right. Wow.
Because I was tired.
Right.
I was pushing 330 pounds,
300 and how much you said?
330 pounds almost.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And then this is a couple of years ago, right?
No, this was 12 years ago now.
Okay.
Yeah, this is 12
You have
years.
been like this it's amazing.
It's 12 years
Maintaining
ago.
is even harder, but it's just the
Maintaining is
mindset.
the worst.
Once you're in that mindset, like once you realize
But
what you're living for.
Walking was so addictive because, like you, I said, I started listening to podcasts.
Right.
Audiobooks.
Right.
YouTube. And I just it's made me forget. And I just said one day, I just started walking. And then every day I said, I'm going to walk a mile and a half. So I couldn't wait to get back from work and do a walk. It became so addictive, yet it was also something I craved. That walking then led to me saying, well, let me start riding a bike. I started riding a bike.
Like outside?
Outside.
Okay.
And I started riding, 2 miles, 3 miles, then 12 miles, 16 miles.
Wow.
And it's fun, but nothing like, I'm not competing. I'm not doing any
Yeah,
just outside. Again, always listening to the news, podcasts, stories.
Right.
And then I said, let's join a gym. And when I joined the gym, the only reason I joined the gym was to get on the treadmill. And that too, just walking on the treadmill because it became really cold outside.
Yes.
Like you mentioned. I didn't think of doing the walk inside the home.
Right.
And I joined the gym to do a treadmill walk. And the treadmill walk turned into, 1 minute of running, 9 minutes of walking, 1 minute of running, 9 minutes of walking, to 3 minutes of running, 7 minutes of. And now I still do that to this day. But the difference is I'm on the treadmill and I'm watching Pakistani soap operas and dramas.
Okay.
Or Netflix.
Hey, listen, you do you, man. Like
Exactly.
whatever helps you drag
it sounds
yourself
weird,
and do
but
it.
I love it. Because you don't realize that you're running.
That's the best part. You get runner's high, you get like walker's high.
Oh, I love it.
Just get in that zone, whatever gets you there. Like doesn't
I'm
it can
happiest.
be
I'm
it
happiest
can be
when I come out of the gym.
yeah, and it can be anything. Just And like I think I sleep really good. My back feels like really really good.
I
Touch
had back
wood.
problems too.
My sciatic nerve was
Yeah.
hurting on my left leg. Now it feels great.
Yeah.
My knees started feeling really better now.
That's good.
My mood, energy, the food habits that I changed, I think they played a big role because now my stomach has started to shrink. So even if I want to eat more, my body and my mind will tell me, okay, listen, you don't, and you
There's this
understand.
noise. There's this
Yeah.
constant noise.
And like you said, you said such an amazing thing. I can totally relate to you that the food you ate, you felt disgusted. I feel so upset. Oh my god. I mean,
What did
so
I
much
do?
hard work am I putting in,
Yeah.
and like it's all going in vain if I do that. So let's next time be mindful, but don't get too worried.
I
Just
don't.
stay
I still
happy.
have pizza. I still
Yeah,
have
me too.
this, but I do it on, Fridays.
Yeah.
And if I go to a dinner with a coworker on a Wednesday or a weekday, it's fine.
Once
But
in a while is okay, right?
but you just, I still eat ice cream.
Shivani was so sweet, so sweetly she puts it that you become a couch potato, and I'm like, yeah, I know. And trust me, if I want to get out of my way of not doing something, I will get out of it because I'm quick in trying to find excuses of not doing something.
I still love the couch.
But you just so there are thousand reasons for you not do something, but you
And
just
there's-
need that one,
Exactly.
just that one.
So when I look at myself from 2012, I think it's 13 years ago, and I see that, I never want to go back to that.
How good do you feel, right?
I
Like
feel great.
you
I
feel
feel
like
great. Yeah.
yeah, and
I feel great at the age of 52,
right.
better than I did at the age of, 40 or 39.
That's amazing. That's one of the reasons why I can't wait. I'm right now just doing it. I'm gathering myself. Again, recording some episodes where it is really really fascinating, and like how much plank I'm able to do right now, and then I'm going to see myself in a month. What I can
Great.
do if I just stick
You can
to
do
a.
one of those transformation videos.
So yeah,
Have you been taking a photo of
I've been
yourself?
taking my photos
That's
a lot.
So cool.
I've seen myself
Okay.
walk.
Yeah.
Even the clothes I wear right now.
Yeah.
So everybody like gets bigger in a different way.
That's right.
So I lose my fat this way first.
Yeah.
I
everyone.
go
Yeah.
I shrink this way first.
Yeah.
Not my love handles are the last one they'll go.
I always have love it.
Yeah, but they have gone a little
They
bit
will.
smaller.
Yeah.
The waist, when you tie your
You can feel it.
I can feel it. I can feel it, and I my face is gone a little bit.
Yeah.
I can't wait. You guys should go in and watch me in the first episode number 1.
Okay.
Don't look at episode 0 because
Okay.
that was recorded after 6 episodes.
Okay.
So I was already into a little bit of a
Got it,
fitness
got
thing.
it.
But look at my face in the first one, and then look at me now. It's you'll see a little bit of a difference.
And that feels good when you have to go shopping.
Yeah.
For new clothes.
Oh my
Love it.
God.
Best feeling.
I was sick and tired of 36 waist only. So I can't wait. I love wearing express clothes. They fit me well. They have some great collection, but I couldn't wear them because
I've been into so many stores where I started just going to, the big and tall places
right
to
yeah,
get
me too.
clothes. I was just like, nothing fits me.
Yeah, but now it's that's so I have a lot of good things to look forward to, and why I'm doing this. And once you put yourself out there, then that also drives you. Okay, no, come on, man. I mean, people will not hold back if I don't show them the progress. So let me also try and do it for them.
That'll be cool.
Another big thing I think you mentioned was your brother told you, and I was about the stress part.
Yeah.
That plays a big role in all this, right? Your
Stress is
weight
always going to be
management.
there because it's how you capture the energy around you during the day. And to this day, including my drive up here today, every day I have this little voice in the back saying, hey, don't relax. There's this stuff from work still going on. There's this, my parents are elderly, it's all the problems you have or all the stress you have in life. What can not let you relax? And I always have to learn to curb that and say, it's okay. Take a deep breath. It's okay.
Right.
You can give yourself 2 hours. You can give yourself 3 hours to just think about yourself.
Right.
And take a deep breath and relax. And it's a constant fight
Between
the voice saying don't relax to the voice saying it's okay.
Right.
Yeah. And some of the people I've worked with, there was one guy, Mike. I still remember Mike Morris. He once saw me really stressed out at work, and I said, "How are we going to do this? How are we going to do this?" This is a Friday, and we were still at work late. And he goes, "That's a problem for Monday, Fawad." And when he said that, I was like, you're right. I'm asking questions for which I don't need to worry about something now.
Right.
And I started from that day on, and I've told him many times, and we're still in touch. Shivani knows Mike as well.
Right.
That you have to compartmentalize, and you can't worry about everything next week, tomorrow, next year. You
Right.
can't worry about everything today.
Yes.
And as soon as you get reconciled with that, you're going to be able to manage the stress better.
Right.
It's never going to go away.
It's not going to go away. You just have to start learning. But once you start, just start somewhere. Once you start, everything starts falling into its place. But just start. Just try.
Compartmentalize it.
Compartmentalize it. And
Have you heard of that, right?
I have.
Just
And
trying to say, you have these 7 things to worry about.
right.
Put them here. Now focus on this.
Right.
And enjoy it.
Correct.
Enjoy it as if you didn't have these 7 problems.
Yeah, you put them in the compartments by your priority, and then you will mostly realize stress, worry will not get you anywhere, and then you will de-stress automatically. But yeah, it's just try. Like once you start walking, you start feeling everything around you changes. Like you look forward to something.
I totally.
And
I was going to write a book titled, I didn't have much to write, but I always knew the title would have been. Have you heard of that group, Weight Watchers?
yes,
Right.
there was a big thing. Where right,
It's still a big
you
thing.
give scoring and everything.
And it was next to the gym that I started joining,
Okay.
Weight Watchers. And I was like, you know what? I convinced myself to just start walking, and I lost weight. I was going to call this book Weight Walkers.
Weight walk. That's
It's a stupid title, but
that's a good title.
But
Weight Walkers.
walking helped me lose the weight.
Yeah.
Because, I didn't, my goal wasn't, I'm going to walk this much. My goal was just going to walk for 2 episodes of whatever I'm listening to and then walk back. And then slowly you start turning it into a ritual, which becomes something you crave because it helps you relax.
Right. It's so funny. So I wear the Apple Watch, right? And last 2 days I haven't walked as much because I have some stuff going on. So I've been working on it, and I have to prepare for this, and it takes some time because I have to do it after work. It's at night, then I think about all this. But in my family, some of my family members also have the watches, right? So once a week, there is a time when I touch 21,000 steps.
And they don't see that.
No. So they get fascinated because when I started my journey a month ago, right? I would cry, you guys run. So it's easier for you guys to get your 10,000 steps, or even sometimes like 16, 17, 18,000. I walk, man. So even if I walk for 1 hour, max I can get is like 6,000. 6,500 if I'm pushing myself, but I'm so heavy that I don't want to run. I want to get my way to it. And now that's those 1 day a week. You know the reason why? So my editing team sends me the footage, and I have to quality check and give them changes back for that hour long podcast.
Okay.
So I have to listen to it at least 2-3 times
Okay.
to start finding what is wrong in it.
Okay.
And I walk for 2-3 hours.
That's so cool.
Not in one go, but I at least walk 1.5 hours. Then I'll send them back. They'll reply back to me. I'll again listen to it. Those are the days when I scored 2,000. Those are 20,000. They were like, "What happened?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Do you change your step speed when you're walking?
Subconsciously, maybe.
Okay.
I don't pay attention to it, but when there are moments in the podcast when I feel like exhilarating.
Yeah.
Okay, this topic is so much fun. I'm so excited. Then I'll start walking a little bit faster. Then once the topics are a little bit calmer, where I want to pay attention, then I might just walk at a normal pace.
Yeah.
So I don't. So it depends.
I started walking outside, and when it became too cold, that's when I said, okay, I'm going to join the gym. And I did a treadmill, and the treadmill, the way I looked at it was, I can change the speed so that you get more steps.
Right.
You can also change the incline.
Right.
But do it slowly. You don't want to be climbing a mountain.
Yeah.
And, what's really great for me is that I'm watching something like you're watching or listening to your editing.
Right.
I'm watching, I told you, soap operas.
Right.
Just it's probably a waste of time otherwise, but Netflix, Amazon Prime. And as I started walking fast and uphill, it started becoming where you're more hanging on.
Right.
And you're getting this but you did it so slowly that it's like the frog that's being boiled in water. You don't know
Right.
that you're being boiled. I started doing this at such slow things that within 6 months, I was walking at an incline of this much,
10,
30 degrees.
12.
And yeah, that's right. But the speed was no longer 1 mile an hour or 2 mile. It was 3.5 miles an hour, 4 miles an hour.
Amazing.
And that, then there's one point where you said, hey, you guys run and I walk. And I was like, I'm never going to be running. I don't need to run. And I said, well, wait a minute. What if I just ran for 30 seconds?
Right.
And then walked the rest. And I did that.
Right.
And then a week later, I said, what if I run for 1 minute?
Right.
And I did that. And now I'm running 7 minutes versus 3 minutes walking, 7 minutes again, 3 minutes walking. And I've done more. But that I've realized is the nice balance for me because of my age as well. And those treadmills are very comfy and cushy. So they're also not going to give you that much impact.
When you land your foot, it's like
Yes.
comfortable.
Yeah.
It's not.
And you need the right sneakers.
Yes.
You get any of the major brands have it, but they have the special running thing. So it helps you with
The
the
nice
impact.
cushion foam
Yeah.
in the shoes.
The runners, the high you're going to get after doing that for 30 seconds or 1 minute is going to start building up.
It's incredible. It's incredible. 5 options. You have to rank them from 1 to 5. Once you have chosen a number, you can't change it. So,
Okay.
and you don't know what's coming next. So I'll give you one by one option, right? Since you said you are big into like tech, you like cars.
I love cars.
So
and tech.
this will be very fun for you, okay? So I'm going to give you 5 options. You put them in a place number from 1 to 5. My editing team, let's put them somewhere here or next to Fawad.
Okay.
And all right, so let's start with the first one, all right? So from 1 to 5, model Tesla S Plaid.
3,
3, okay. Jeep Wrangler,
5,
okay. Rolls-Royce Phantom,
2.5.
okay.
Can I get into that or
No.
Am I cheating?
It has to be like a 2. It has to be a
Okay.
solid number. But remember, you can't change it, and whatever comes next, you don't know.
I'll place it at 2.
2, okay. So 2, 3, and 5 are taken.
Okay.
So you have
1 and 4.
1 and 4 left, right? Maserati,
4.
4, all right. Toyota Camry, it's 1.
It is 1.
So yeah, so let me ask you, to bring you this. So you chose Maserati, and this is season of no regrets, right?
Yeah.
People do things, they're left with things that they always think, okay, I wish I had done that, or why did I get that? I regret not, choosing that as an option. You being a tech person, you love cars, and you had so many options.
My mind is so twisted in a way that I love cars, and in the same 10-minute period, I'll be watching, and I live on YouTube, by the way.
Right, same.
So I will literally watch a car review about the latest Camry, and on the same one, then 5 minutes later, I'll switch over to the latest Range Rover, because both fascinate me, both have so much to offer, and it's just different categories and different things. I love the new Camry, and unfortunately, Toyota, I don't know why you took the V6 out, but they're all four-cylinder hybrids, and that, that's disappointing. But the fact that they've introduced all-wheel drive in a Camry, I mean, Honda, when will you realize that, right? So these small little quirks and features and things, like Doug DeMuro says, quirks and features.
Quirks and features is so interesting.
These small little things just keep me just grossed in. And my wife sometimes, and my friends have said, you're crazy. You're thinking about leasing your next car. Yesterday you said, hey, how about the new Subaru Legacy? And today you're saying, hey, what about an Audi A6? What's wrong with you? And I don't know. My mind goes that way.
That's a very beautiful way to look at something, because forget about regrets. You are trying to cherish, you're trying to appreciate
You
things.
want a little bit of everything. It's like a
Everything.
buffet.
Yeah. So why stay hung up and worry about, why didn't I have that? Why did I go for it? Instead, Camry. Let's see now what we can do better in Camry.
Yeah, I love the Camry. It's very, very, the Camry these days
Yeah.
It's like a Lexus from
Oh,
the
yeah.
early 2000s. They're amazing,
Right.
amazing fit and finish. And Toyota is just known for quality.
That's
it,
amazing.
worldwide.
Yeah. Are we evolving too fast? Just look at us when we were in the 80s and the 90s and the 2000s. Our happiness, our future of what we are going to see in the future in the next 100 years was, it's so different from what we see, what's going to happen the next week. You think we are getting closer to the Earth's destruction way too fast?
I hope it's not destruction. I do think that in another 100 years, what you and I are doing right now, who knows? Maybe it's going to be accomplished without even speaking. Who knows?
Right.
If you think about the Apple Vision glasses,
Right.
virtual, augmented reality, and then the fact that at the same time, so think of all these technologies. I'm going to list out some stuff. Elon Musk has Neuralink,
Right.
where once it's implanted in your brain, you can think and make things happen on the screen. Okay?
Right.
So he's managed to tap into your neurons. Now, layer that technology in with the current and phones that we have. The silicon that they're using, the systems on a chip are being integrated into one simple thing where you no longer are going to have, separate components. You're going to eventually shrink this down into maybe the size of a chewing gum, the technology in this, because the screen will be replaced by what we're seeing here and what we're thinking about. So now remember Neuralink, remember augmented reality, and remember your phone.
Right.
And now, have you seen the movie WALL-E?
WALL-E, yeah, the small robot.
You remember how everyone evolved into normal, but then eventually they just became these cuddly, big, people moving around in chairs. They couldn't even walk themselves.
Right.
Well, imagine that, but the way we're socially communicating could, I hope not, but one dark ending is that people are just communicating by just sitting there and just looking at each other.
Wow. Yeah, and I didn't mean to say destruction. I meant to say exploitation.
It's an evolution
or evolution.
or de-evolution.
Do you think
At the same time, think about it, like the joy that you and I are getting in talking, or making a joke and laughing.
Right.
Imagine if that gets minimized to just transfer of bits.
Right. Everything will become like so literal instead of having sarcasm.
Or it'll just be that you and I look at each other and I've just shared a book
thoughts
with you.
There you go.
I just read a book and now I'm gonna share that with you.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Fawad, for doing this. I think I had a great time. I still think you should write the book, and then the comment go nuts. Let's have Fawad write that book that he spoke about, Weight Walkers. I think it's a great idea. I think you should write it.
I love it.
And put your experience in it, right? Why not? I mean, you have been through so much. Why not just let the world get inspired by it?
I do want to my dad, who's retired from the Foreign Service, he's written his 4th book. And I've seen the amount of work he's put into it. I think what I'll do is eventually have some type of a AV type of interactive story in which I can at least communicate what I've been through, my small experiences, my mistakes, and what I've learned. And I'll share it in some capacity, but I still have a lot.
Right. No, I think world needs to see that. I think to see your. I'll be the first one to watch it. I like to stay motivated, inspired, and when I hear from people like you, your ideas and stuff, it makes me think. Let me get up and go for another.
And the new Camry is really good, by the way. I just don't like the 4-cylinder hybrid.
Okay, all right. So we're selling hard on Camry. Fawad doesn't want to have any regrets. So it doesn't matter. He put Maserati as number 4 or 5.
Yeah, it's 4.
He's happy. That's how life should be. Whatever you have, and you just let's try to enjoy that instead of trying to think about what I don't have, right? And let's try to find meaning, happiness in everything.
Yeah, live in the moment.
Live in the moment.
Compartmentalize stress.
Absolutely.
And try to get that some type of a high through a natural movement.
Awesome.
Did that sound right? No.
Don't worry. If you want to say it again, we have power of editing. We can switch it to whatever you want it to be.
Try to find that natural high through something that you do that makes that puts your brain and your body in both a physical and mental nirvana.
Right.
And everyone knows what that is. It could be a walk. It could be just yoga. It could be stretching. Whatever it is.
Right.
But don't knock it till you try it, because I used to knock that stuff. I was like, nah, exercise isn't for me. Like, none of this. I'm never into sports.
Right.
Find something that makes you happy beyond just technology and gadgets, and that's physical. And walking outside in the park, walking your dog, walking with your kids, and just make that a routine.
Amazing. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I really had a great time interacting with Fawad, and again, very grateful. Thank you so much for doing this for me.
I loved it.
For my audience and for Clean Slate showrunners. We are here. We start everything from Clean Slate. So this is an opportunity to just get up. Maybe take a 10-minute walk after watching this. Before you do that, now it's the time when you can share the video. If you haven't yet liked, please give it a thumbs up. Click the bell icon. This is me, your host Halak, signing off, and I'll see you in the next video. See you later.